most of my life. I have a car, 2 kids, and a wife. I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. I'm living on the island. When summer comes and winter falls, the island ladies go to shopping malls. Take daddy's credit card and charge it all. They're living on an island. Oh, we're living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm just basking in the sun.
Hey, Anthony, give me a vodka. Is that your Camaro? It's gorgeous.
You know, I went to high school with Billy Joel.
I go to Hamptons on Friday night. I party hard till the sunshine bright. Then I'm sitting in traffic on Sunday night. I'm living on an island. Yeah, living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm not hurting anyone. Ah.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Oh wow, what a view.
Yeah. We're all,
Oh, so welcome everybody.
welcome. It's good. What do you call it? Good edibles.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. We've been tripping balls all day, but glad we're good now.
Yeah. Hey.
There you are. Hello.
Hello. I've seen more of you this weekend than I've seen in a long time.
I'm a very lucky girl. I'm a very lucky
I'm a very
girl.
lucky man.
We did. We actually went and saw our former guests, Jillian and gosh.
Come on,
James. Jillian and James.
Yeah, very good. We went to the Dog-Eared Bard's bookshop.
Yep.
And you fell in love with that place.
I did. And not only that, but they are what Olive Garden says they are. Like, Olive Garden claims when you're here, you're family.
Right.
But they actually embody that.
We caught a great night. We actually went to their poetry night, where they have a guest poet who reads for like a half hour or so.
Yep.
Then they take a break, and then they do an open mic, poetry open mic.
Yeah, and she had a whole book about different towns on Long Island.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Yeah, and it was, the place was packed, and I was really impressed because I went to a lot of comedy open mics, and the comedy open mics nowadays, I'm sorry if I offend anyone who's running it, but they're so disorganized.
They can be painful.
They're painful.
They can be painful.
They're giving somebody the light to get off the stage, and a lot of these people aren't even, they think they're funny, and then they tell a joke and everyone goes, oh, and they say, oh, I thought I shouldn't have told that joke. Well, you shouldn't have then, you know.
Oh my God,
and I'm so depressed.
We saw that one guy who was just saying nothing but puns. I wanted to die. I wanted to die.
Okay, but the difference, that was a comedy open mic. We went to a poetry open mic, and these people they either read one long poem or 2 short poems.
And they were talented, and it was so good.
They were all talented. They were very good. They were, a lot of them said they hadn't been out since COVID. This was like they finally getting back to it. I was really impressed. A poetry open mic is so much more organized, but maybe it's because it was James Wagner as well.
Yeah, he definitely has his finger on the pulse, and you can join the poetry open mic night as well. It's on the first Friday. I think it's at 7 o'clock at the Dog-Eared Bard in Northport. So it's on Larkfield Road, and we'd like to see you there because I'm going to go back.
I'm going back.
So you guys should come. We'll hang out. It'll be great.
And we saw them. We liked them so much that it might be too soon, but we booked them again for February.
Yes, it's because I want to see them around Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So that was one thing that we did.
Yes.
And then the following night, I went to see you perform comedy.
I know. I'm so lucky.
Governor's Giggle Room.
Yeah.
And
sold out show.
with Nancy. Nancy and I went.
Nancy is amazing. She was like telling people like, "That's my daughter," and I was so happy. I was like so touched, and it was a sold out show. Allison Persky was the one who produced it, and she did a fantastic job. And yeah, so
Everyone was funny.
Oh yeah,
you were all great.
Yeah,
all of you were
there wasn't
great.
any like total bummers, which is great because once in a while you get like a.
No, yeah, everybody was great. It built up. The headliner, her name was Elise
Elise, I forget her last name, but she actually opens for Vic DiBenedetto.
Yeah, DiBenedetto.
Dabba dabba.
Yabba dabba. Vic yabba dabba do. Yabba dabba DiBenedetto.
Dabba dabba.
Vic DiBenedetto. Very funny man.
Yes.
And
Yeah, she opens for him, and she actually came, and it was like a mom theme type of
Yeah.
thing. And Benny came, and I was so excited, and Allison was so excited that you came. She's a really big fan of yours. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
that. She is, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Allison.
Yeah.
She tries really hard.
She
and
does.
I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean that she tries. She originally what I know about Allison, we did some joke writing together, the three of us.
Yes, we did.
And I learned that
I forgot all about that.
She took a class. You invited her too. You
Yes,
invited her.
I totally forgot.
She took a class, and she was going to start doing stand-up comedy, and she got pregnant with her first child.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then she didn't perform. Then she got pregnant the second time. But now the kids are 9 and 4 or something, and she's out. She's back performing.
Yes.
And she's very funny.
She's very funny.
And you were all very funny.
She's a little vulgar.
Yeah, she's a little vulgar.
Little
She
vulgar.
got a little towards.
I'm just saying that because she's
yeah.
my friend. Yeah.
What?
I'm just saying it because she's my friend. Yeah. I know.
You have some vulgarity too in your
I
act.
do not. I'm totally clean. My words are at least clean.
Okay.
Most of them.
All right.
Most of them.
Most.
Some.
Yeah, I mean,
It depends on the
You have a
crowd.
clean act. You
Yeah,
have a
you
clean
gotta
act.
like feel the crowd out. And sometimes they like love to hear like the F-bomb and they like go crazy for it.
All right. I didn't even time. Usually I time us, but.
But we have we have an amazing show. Let's
Yes.
not beat around the bush here. We have Pat Marone who's going to come on later. Who, if you don't know him, I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't know what to tell you. He's been in anything you could think of. He is a Long Island famous comedian, well, a national famous comedian. He does Laughter Saves Lives. He is a chef. He is. It's so much. Take it away, Benny.
He's been on America's Funniest Home Videos like 4 times.
Yeah.
Right? He's been on America's Funniest. He was on Supermarket Shop. He'll tell us Supermarket Stakeout. And
He was in a Bronx Tale.
And he also he was doing his own videos. He has the Sunday Sauce video, which has like close to 1 million views, and it's really good. And how to make an awesome Sunday sauce. Pat is like the master of,
Master of everything.
Master of everything. There's so much to talk about. But then
We
our
also
big
have
guest.
Lauren Budd, who's here tonight, and she is multifaceted as well, multi-talented. I don't know where to start. We can say business owner. She works with the autism community, and it's just, I'm going to let her explain it because I won't do it justice.
And also, she was in the Air Force.
Was it the
She's
Air Force?
retired. Yes.
Air Force?
She was retired from the Air Force. I tried to get that picture. I tried to steal it off of Facebook, but Facebook wouldn't let me.
Yeah, there is a lot to say tonight. This is actually one of the puppets that she has, and her company is called Asperger's Go, and they do sensory parties for children, because a lot of times special needs children, well, not special needs, but I like to call them neurospicy children, they get left out. And this makes sure they're included.
Learn a little bit slower. You see, and I put myself in that category. You see how I did that? Some of us just learn a little slower.
It's not even slow, it's different.
I'm a slow learner. There was a line from Grace Slick from Jefferson Starship. I'm a slow learner, but I'm a fast winner. That much I know.
Meanwhile, Benny's a big loser.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. You hang out with me, you can't be that cool.
Lauren Budd, this Bud's for you. So, what?
I don't know. I don't know. But
all right, but before we break away, I want to talk about something else with the comedy that you did.
Okay.
When you performed, you were the first. It was like 7 comics.
Yes.
And you were the first.
I opened for the first time ever.
For the first time ever.
It's horrifying.
You were horrified. You weren't. The only thing I can say to you is get used to it.
Opening?
Yeah, because sometimes you're gonna have to be first.
Well, no, I actually asked Allison to go first.
Oh,
on
you
this one.
did?
Yeah, because I've never gone first before. And I
Oh,
said,
all right.
I'd like to. And she
Oh,
said,
I got
sure.
the I had the
Well, you
impression.
thought I was just like the worst, and they were like,
No.
put her on first, get it over with.
No, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that
It's
at all.
funny you say that, though, because when I'm putting shows together, I always put someone really strong first. I always make sure I have a strong first, a strong middle, and then a strong end.
No, that's
Because,
very good.
you
That's
know-
very. But I don't mean the first is not
So what
necessarily.
Benny's saying is he doesn't think I'm funny. This is what I'm hearing.
I think you're very funny.
Yeah. Okay, Benny. Whatever.
Listen,
You know what I didn't like though, and I wasn't prepared for. I'll give you this one, and I have to get used to it. Them putting the food down. That distracted me because they were putting it down. People were like, "I need more cheese." And I
yeah,
was like,
that
"What?
happens.
What?
That happens.
Cheese.
And the room was so small. It's a great room, but it was so
It was
small.
packed. It was
and
sold
it was.
out.
I think COVID did something to, and one of the comics mentioned this, that ever since COVID ended, people are like animals outside. They're noisy. You go to the movies, and we'll bring that story up another time, but you go to the movies, and people act like they're in their living room.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
People were
loud
so drunk at this show that I got cornered, and all of these women came up and started taking pictures with me, and they were putting my hands on their butt for funny photos and stuff, and I was horrified. I was terrified. I yelled at Allison after. I said, "You left me in the corner," and then people started lining up to take photos, and I was like, so I just ran out the back.
They were big drinkers.
They
were real, and they were loud.
Yeah.
They were loud throughout the whole show.
But they were great.
They were loud, but it was great. It was
Yeah.
a packed house.
See, I'm one of those
It was
people-
a lot of fun. See, I misunderstood. I thought you didn't like, you didn't want to go up.
No, I asked Allison to
Oh,
go
all
up
right.
first. I
Now-
like a challenge, Benny.
Okay, you and I are doing a show together.
We are. You're coming out of retirement to do my show.
I'm coming out of retirement to do your show February 9th.
That's
it's
right.
a Thursday night in the Giggle Room.
It's in the Giggle Room, and
Now-
it is a benefit for Barbara C. Wilson, which is a school for children with autism. It's a preschool. It's a fantastic school. And all of the proceeds are going directly to Barbara C. Wilson. So the comedians all donated their time and their sets.
I
Benny's
didn't know
doing this
that.
for free. And we're also going to have a 50-50, so get your tickets, bring cash, let's sell it out.
Yeah, bring
Let's
cash.
Throw cash at the comedians, and we'll make sure that these kids have an amazing year, because I was actually talking to the PTA president, Melanie, and she was saying that we're trying to put on like a carnival or something for the kids. So they would love
That's
that.
great. That's
Yeah.
great. I kid, but
Go ahead, make
no,
fun of
that's
it now, man. You're going to make fun of kids with autism? I'd like to see
No,
you try.
I'm not making
I'd
fun
like
of
to
kids.
see you try.
No, I'm
just
making
kidding.
fun of the fact that once again, I'm losing money in comedy.
Constantly.
I'm constantly.
I'm a drain
I've
on
never
you.
made money in comedy.
I am
never
draining
ever.
you. It's horrible.
I mean, yeah.
But I do appreciate Benny's coming out of stand-up retirement for this. So
Am I
it's a
going to be
huge deal.
first?
No,
all I
actually.
want.
No,
Oh, no?
actually. I've already came up with the lineup.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're not going to be first.
All right.
You're not my strongest guy.
Yeah, all right, good. Okay, listen, I can't wait any longer. I
Yes.
think Lauren Budd should come on.
I think so.
So we have a video. So let's go to the video of Lauren Budd. Take it away, Bobby.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren. Asperger's Go, Inc. I am a speech pathologist. I started a company called Asperger's Go. Asperger's Go, we do birthday parties, sensory processing birthday parties. Why sensory processing? Everybody wants a party, but children have sensory processing needs. What are sensory processing needs? Well, children sometimes are overstimulated and can't have a party in a loud place. Sometimes they need a private room like this. Look around, everybody. This place, it's a small, sensory-based private room. Children need to communicate and play together. There are no parties like this. Your children aren't just running around in a sensory gym and just playing. They're learning. They're learning how to interact together. Sensory, they're learning how to touch food, play with food, do food crafts. There's no other party like this. Why food crafts? Children are picky eaters. Some children don't know how to eat. Some children have difficulty touching food, textures, thickness. You know, why not? So why not have them do food crafts? Toddlers, what can we do? I have puzzles, I have shape sorters, decorating cupcakes. We could do a sensory bin party. So let's walk over here. We could do anything. These are the Orbeez. Okay, children love playing with Orbeez. I don't necessarily love them, but I do like putting my hands in them. They're fun. So now a move and freeze party, what would that look like? We might want to boogie and get down. So maybe we'll go like this, or maybe we'll stop, freeze. Everybody, pick a turtle step. Which one do you want? I like the color purple. Get to your purple one. Okay, so following directions: learning, stopping, freezing. We could do a princess party, a tea party. We could do a Lego party. The Lego parties seem to be the most popular one, and magnetic tile parties. I can't tell you more than that. I do social language groups. I started out with 5 members. I have 101 now. I take them out to activity-based learning. No one else is doing it. We go to Bounce Long Island, fun place. We go to Long Island Children's Museum, plenty others. Explore my group. You have to come and see me. No one else is doing anything like this, guys. Everybody is raving about Lauren and her spectacular social language groups. I'm going to be on a YouTube channel. I was in the newspaper. Everyone's talking about my groups. Come see me. Bye.
And we're back with our special guest, Lauren Budd.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming here.
So as you could tell from the video, Lauren does special parties as well as groups for children who are on the spectrum. And we're going to ask Lauren questions, but I'm just like really into this puppet right now. Yeah. Lauren brought this over, and I can't.
She brought other things over too, right?
She did. Let's get into the, so Lauren does sensory parties. Do you want to tell us a little bit about them and what makes them so incredibly special?
So I don't just work with children with autism. I work with children with special needs. What makes them special is that the state of New York does not recognize sensory processing disorders. And I found that majority of children in the speech field, since I'm a speech language pathologist, the children have processing issues and all over the gamut, from early intervention all the way through. All the way up to 17, 18 years of age, they're having difficulties processing. So with that being said, I felt that children really needed something more with tactile and sensory and being able to kinesthetic and movement and learning how to be able to have their brain work with their body. And so I was trying to figure out, how do I get involved with this? And I was talking to my father one day in the car. My father has dementia. And I said, Dad, I want to do something with children with special needs. And I said, maybe I'll get involved with like a restaurant business and do something like with burgers and have special needs kids work with me. And he's like, that sounds awesome. And I said, yeah, well, maybe I would like have a burger named after Johnny's Burger and Mike's Burger and Susie's Burger and whatever. But then I was thinking about it, like, how do you do that with the overhead and the insurance and like all of that? And like, I have special needs kids working in the front, and then I have typical developing in the back, and then maybe some of the kids. I thought, oh, too much. My father got very ill. He was in the hospital, and they were talking about feeding tubes and all this, and I said, no way, and I do feeding therapy. And I said, Dad, we're not doing this, okay? No, we're not doing feeding tubes. You don't want this. So I decided, let me do something about this. Let me get my father out of this hospital. So I told the panel of nurses and doctors and everybody, let me stay here 5 times a day. Let me feed my father. I got him eating shrimp lo mein, cheese doodles, pizza within 3 days. Got him out of the hospital.
Wow. From a feeding tube to that is pretty crazy.
Well, they didn't do a feeding tube.
I know, but the recommendation,
right,
yeah.
Right. So he got out of the hospital. It was very nerve-wracking. And then he was eating and regular food. So I wanted to throw him a party, a big hurrah. And my father one day, like after we got out of the hospital, we're sitting in the car and he's like, Lauren, when are you doing that? When are you doing your burgers thing? I want to see it happen. So I said, okay, Dad, I'll figure it out. We'll get it done. So I kept on thinking of ideas, and I wasn't there yet. And this just was in July, okay? So we're talking brand new, brand spanking new. So in July, my father's birthday was in August. He gets out of the hospital around August actually. And in August, I decide I'm going to have a party for him.
His birthday was August 7th. I have the party on August 7th. I go to Party City not knowing what I'm doing. Have to get balloons done. And I say, I need a manager. And this girl comes up, very meek, going, oh no, you have a complaint? And I'm like, no, I don't have a complaint. I need you to make an arch for me. And she's like, I can't make it for you, but you can follow the instructions. I said, no, I don't have time. My father just came out of the hospital. You don't understand. I almost dealt with this. No way. I'm hiring you. I will pay you whatever it takes. You will come to the place and you will do it for me. She's like, I don't know if I could do that. And she actually did it for me.
Oh,
She
great.
was wonderful. She made the arch. Then I sort of stole her from Party City. And now she helps me.
Let's call it Shardy Bitty, so that way no one knows exactly what's going on here. You know, we don't want anyone getting backlash.
That's awesome. Yeah.
She helps me out. She's become family, like a daughter to me now. And she helps me out here and there. And
That's Megan, right?
Yes. So, and she's wonderful with children. And what happened was I decided to start sensory processing birthday parties for special needs children. So I do Lego parties, magnetic tile parties, kinetic sand parties, move and freeze parties. I had a party on Sunday with a little boy who has feeding difficulties. The parents asked me to work with the child. He was recommended to me by a doctor. And I started with him. He only had one food that he was eating. And now he's eating 9 or 10 different items. And because I do the feeding therapy. So he's never enjoyed a cupcake. So this was a very special party because this child has never had a birthday party. He's never been able to enjoy.
Yeah.
So he actually, for me, ate a bite of the cupcake in front of grandma, mom, dad, his friends. He tried the penne alla vodka. He tried a bite of the chicken.
So feeding therapy, is there any way you could introduce me to maybe like a reverse feeding therapy? Because like I feel like I'm doing a little too much. Maybe I'm too good at it.
I need some of that.
You know,
too.
yeah.
Because when I go to teach the kids, I have to eat everything
Oh,
with them.
you have. It's how people learn, though. They mimic what they see.
So now you have the kids with food, like in the video you said, so they make their own burgers?
So this is the thing. So my father, he came up with my slogan of speech can teach a while ago. I needed a name for my private practice. So it was speech. And I said, Dad, I want something with speech and teach. So he was an English teacher. So he said speech, teach. And I said, Dad, we need a verb somewhere. So he said speech can teach. So that's how I got speech can teach. So I started out with speech can teach. Then I went into this burger thing and trying to figure it out. So we're sitting in the car one day and he's like, burgers? And I'm like, okay, Dad, yes, we're going to do something with burgers. Since I do food and I'm doing feeding therapy and I'm doing speech and language and processing and tactile, I figured I wanted to do something with food crafts with the kids. So in my parties, every party, every event, I do something with food crafts. So what I do is I get the kids to take pizza, for instance, and they have to put their hands into the pepperoni, the meatballs, cheese, or whatever, and they put hair on the pizza and make it into a person.
Not real hair,
Or
like the pepperoni.
Or with the cheese.
Okay,
or
yeah,
with the
yeah, all right.
pepperoni.
Yeah,
No.
I was like, and you got hair. Who's going to eat that?
No. So they're taking the actual food items and they're putting their hands in it, in their own food, and they're actually getting their hands into it because I need these
But
kids
then do
to
you
touch
cook
the
it
food.
there?
No. I order the pizza plain. They actually take toppings, which they have toppings individualized on their tray for themselves, so it's all sanitary for just that child only. They're not putting hands in everybody else's. And then they take it. So I say, okay, guys, let's put on the eyes. So they take like anything they want from olives to pepperoni to meatballs, whatever they want to put on 2 eyes. So they'll put on the eyes on the pizza.
Oh,
then they
that's-
take
yeah.
like whatever they want and they make the ears and
My
they make
daughter
the
went to
hair.
one, and she just ate the pizza.
So some of the kids will eat it, and that's the whole idea. I want, them to eat it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to encourage them to do that.
Right. Well, before we move on, I wanted to show the favors that are given for this party.
Yes.
So let me go get them. Obviously, this is a fidget toy.
So that's
That's a
how
little-
we got As Burgers Go, because I was talking to my father, and I said, you know what? I want to do food crafts. Why not do something with burgers? So As Burgers Go.
All right, and that's cool. So, because I did see in the video that they put like you use the French fries to make a spider out of the burger, and
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So we can do crabs, we do
Yeah, crabs.
spiders, we do scorpions, whatever.
Make your own sensory bin parties. This is like a princess favor, and you have just
Sensory ball.
so cute. Just like look how cute.
That's a Lego goodie bag.
and these are the goodie bags.
So
huh?
it has a Lego sippy cup in it, Lego glasses.
This is my dream right now
She's
to
a
be
model.
to be Vanna White. Bobby, thank you for the zoom in, if you could.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, I'm not good at this actually. Never mind.
So this is a kinetic sand one.
So it's got like kinetic sand. It has Play-Doh, so cute, and a little shovel and pail. That is just so fresh.
This one's a sensory party, and it has a highlighter, like a nail polish shape for the children, for the
So
girls.
cute.
And this is for a move and freeze party. So move and freeze party is like for dancing and moving and following directions.
I'll put a little like vodka in here for the parents.
This is a sports party. So we do interactive sports tables for the children. So foosball.
Look at Jen.
Jen, can you hold one more?
I can hold more. You don't know what I do.
And this is a cupcake party. So we do decorating cupcakes. Everything is gluten-free, nut-free for the children because of allergies.
Yeah.
Allergy free.
Oh, wow.
It's a cute little space in Mineola. It is a sensory wonderland. For more information, go to asburgersgo.com to book your party. She also does groups as well,
Social skills groups
social skills groups.
for 7 to 17-year-olds, and I do mommy me classes as well.
So there's
All
just,
instructional based, and here's earplugs too if you want them.
So make sure that you are heading over to her website, see the array of services that she does offer, and call to inquire because Lauren's like the friendliest person in the world. She'll tell you all about it.
Oh, that's great, Lauren. That really is. Now, how many years have you been doing this so far?
I've been a speech pathologist for over 22 years. I was in the Air Force for 4 years active duty, and I studied speech pathology while I was in the Air Force. I was a cop in the Air Force,
Oh,
security
really?
police officer, and I
Wow.
was training for Bosnia War.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
And I was a flight attendant prior to that, brought the troops over to Saudi during the war, Desert Shield to
Really?
Desert Storm.
Now, a flight attendant with airplanes or helicopters?
A flight attendant on Boeing 747s for
Oh,
Tower
all right.
Air and then Carnival Airlines.
You know, my real job is I make aircraft parts.
That's true.
So,
Really?
Yes,
Then
he's a
yeah, and
machinist.
I make for the new Chinook, the Chinook
Chinook's
CH-47.
is like one of my favorite helicopters
Yes,
because they have two.
So I worked
So
on the
you might have-
747s, 757s, and 767s.
I probably made the parts for that.
You might have.
Yeah, I might have.
When they
so-
tried to sell me for a camel. They really did try to sell me for a
They
camel.
tried to sell you for a
In
camel.
Saudi.
Who did? The American?
Saudi, they wanted me.
Oh, Saudis want, yeah, because of the blonde hair.
I had to sign a Geneva contract too.
What's the conversion
What's the
rate
Geneva
of a
contract?
camel to a U.S. currency?
I'm not sure.
Like, I bet a camel's like probably like a good 20 G's, right?
I should
What?
have.
Like the conversion rate, like
So,
how
you,
much a
so
camel
you're
is.
saying they should have taken the camel instead of me?
No,
What
no,
are you
I'm
trying
just,
to say, Joe?
I'm saying that it was like a really generous offer. Like they shouldn't have taken it, but like I'm saying you're worth like a Saudi camel.
Yeah, because
Like,
a camel
know.
to a Saudi has to be worth
So
a
maybe
lot.
I should go back and get the money?
No, but yeah. So I don't even know what to say now. I'm
She
shook.
doesn't, yeah.
I'm shook.
She doesn't know where to.
I don't know where my head's at. I don't know what I'm talking
begin and
about.
end.
I'm thinking about the
Okay.
currency exchange in my head right now. Like what else? What else do they buy things with over there?
All right, our buzzer went off. So we're going to go to another video, a video of our very good friend Alfredo Gagootz, and then we're going to bring up another very good friend, Pat Marone. Take it away, Bobby. Ciao, my friends. It's me, Alfredo Gagootz. How you doing, my paisans, everybody? I hope you're doing good. And I love you. I got five things to remember, never to forget. Here's one thing. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can't teach new tricks to an old prostitute. And here's another thing. It takes two to tango, but it takes three to play Ring Around the Rosie. Here's another thing. If you can't see light at the end of the tunnel, maybe you'll need new batteries. Here's another thing. If there was a vaccine to prevent the stupidity, social media would not exist. Is not a thing. Some people see the glass half empty. Some people see the glass half full. I say down to the hatch and open another bottle, you cheaper some on the beach. Alfredo Gagootz, you're number one at Gucci Gooch. And I love you. Hey! How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Well, I'm on the Gagootz show again. I can't believe this.
I know, you were in the original Gagootz
I'm
show.
original Gagootz.
Yeah, you were like
I was
on...
the first one to touch your Gagootz.
That's right, yeah.
Besides Nancy, yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
You've been on every show I've ever done. You've been on now. You're on the Gagootz show.
Yes, I was on
Then-
the other one. We had those movies we used to talk about.
Yeah,
movies.
we talked about with my son, who you call Baby
Baby
Gagootz.
Gagootz. Yeah, the baby. How is the baby
Right.
Gagootz?
Baby Gagootz doing good.
Oh, he's a good kid.
Yeah, we'll talk.
You're a real nice friend to do that for him. You know?
What?
You know, show up.
Well, he said nobody else wanted to come on the show, so he desperate they got me.
Oh, let's not even.
No, Pat's a great guy.
Pat's amazing.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
One of the only two comics showed up when I turned 60. And he was one of them, yeah. My 60th birthday
Because
party.
I felt bad for him because I was in my 50s. That's right. We were at that, what was that place? It was
Some theater in
theater,
Farmingdale,
yes,
right?
Yes, we all told jokes.
Theater 189 or
that's
something
right.
like that.
I would love to roast you. It's like
To roast me? I know, she wants to roast.
all the
That'd
time.
be a fun roast.
She's
That'd be
one
an
of my
amazing
fans. You
I am
believe it?
a
I have
fan.
a couple of fans.
I am a
I
fan.
thought maybe you guys knew each other through family or something.
Yeah, we are a family now.
I know her parents, and I knew her, and
Yeah.
I know her parents. But then, then she started getting into comedy, and people were telling me. I think even her mother said my daughter's doing comedy. She took the class with Rich Walker and
Yeah.
Peter Bales.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good class.
It is. It really did give us like good base. And then Benny told me, read this book. And Benny's like,
This book right here.
Yeah.
Book, okay.
And it was
Zen
great.
and the Art of Stand-Up
Is
Comedy.
that what you read?
Yes.
Throw it out.
That's it.
So I am so excited
Rich
for Pat to be
Walker
here.
and Peter Bales is a great class to take. Those guys are great guys. They're friends of mine.
They are.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
method based.
Yeah.
I love them.
And but not to change the subject, because well, we're on the subject of comedy. I heard you talking about going up first. I never care about going up first. I go up first a lot. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It is, because it's a good challenge. Like you meant a thing about a challenge, but I don't like when new comics will sit there and say, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go first." You gotta go.
You gotta go whenever they put
You gotta
Yeah.
go whenever you're told.
You got to
go.
be ready to go. When if you show up and someone's going to give you a spot, take it.
And
That's
I
it.
want to show sometimes somebody goes, I don't. Do you mind going first? Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I do like going first because then I can have like a burger and I can drink because I don't drink before my set. So because I want to be like on the ball. So if I go first, I'm able to like eat and drink.
And the best thing to go first is if you host. You get a lot of gigs when you host, so you should host. I did that when I first started doing it. I hosted, and I got a lot of gigs from hosting because a lot of people don't like to host either. So,
You know what I like about hosting too? For several things, you could try out new material.
Right.
Yes.
As you go on, you try
crowd
out.
work.
If you
Love
forgot
crowd
a
work.
joke, because sometimes you forget a joke and you're like, oh, you hate yourself. But if you're hosting, you're like, oh, I'll
come
in
on back
between the
up.
next
Yeah.
comic. Because the one thing when you host, there are some people that don't understand. They go up to host, and in between comics, they're doing 2 minutes. I
Yeah.
said, no, one joke.
Yeah.
1, 2
Well,
jokes.
you wanna
Sometimes I
keep
don't
it
do
moving.
any. I'll just give it make a sly remark or something like that. Keep the show going,
Yeah.
When you're a host, it's not about you as a comic. It's about you running the show the right way and getting and making it better for the other comics coming up to the stage.
Exactly.
Greasing the wheels.
You got to really, keep.
You're the host of the party, but you're not the
You're
party.
the guy that directs the whole show.
Pat, how long
Right.
have you been doing this for? Because I've heard your name since I started.
8 years, I think. 8 years.
And did you do acting before or after comedy or
Well,
during?
years ago, when I was younger, like in '92, I told a story on the show. My friend was going for a part in the movie A Bronx Tale. I was there. I was waiting outside. De Niro spotted me, and then I got into A Bronx Tale, so I was into acting a little bit. And then I didn't stick with it, because I talked to the director on there, Sylvia Fay, and she was saying, send me a headshot. You'll be great for a lot of things. She was going to put me in Laura. and I stayed away from it. I was working, and I didn't get into it. Now I got back into it later in life as I got older. And I really enjoy it, you know. But, you know, when I was in the Bronx Tale and analyzed that was background work. Right now I'm doing, I just recently did The Honeymooners. It's a play.
Really good.
And you looked really good.
You
The
look
picture you
amazing.
made great.
Thank you. But that, to me, like, you know, it was a lot of fun. But you got to remember all your lines, a lot of rehearsing and stuff. But that's what I like doing. You know, it's enjoyable to do that. But to be, I don't mind being background, but I'd rather have a part, a speaking part, or being a part of the whole thing.
So is the Honeymooners going to continue? Or
Yeah, we're going to do some more this year. We're going to work on another episode of Part in My Glove. I don't know if you're a Honeymooners fan.
I am.
Yeah, that's the one where Andre, the interior decorator, and Ralph thinks Alice is cheating on him.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. We already did My Aching Back, the one where we...
Looks like rain.
Whoa, it certainly looks like rain.
Where can we see this?
The View Grill in Glen Cove.
The View Grill in
we've
Glen
been doing it
Cove.
there. Freddie, who plays Norton, his Janine, who's the owner of the restaurant, that's her husband. We knew each other years ago. I used to go to a gym. Believe it or not, I used to go to the gym a lot when I was younger. We were at this gym, Mr. America's Gym, which was owned by Steve Mahalik, and a lot of bodybuilders go there. But her husband was a bodybuilder, and I knew him back in the '80s. When we were in the gym, that's all we used to throw out honeymooners lines at the gym. You know, that was big back then. So we hooked up, and we started doing this, and then we got an Alice who is Dr. Eve Lepenko. She's a dermatologist, so she plays Alice. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
At Trixie, you got a Trixie.
We got a Trixie, and then we got another Trixie now. We had, Trixie's not as steady. We just got a new Trixie, But Alice is in, and Norton is in.
You gonna come with me to check it out? Because I want to go with my dad.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
go with you.
All right, I want to go.
I just recently, because I'm a chef, I work with the seniors. And
What else
assisted
do
living.
you do?
I work with the assisted living. So with the seniors, and I do a lot of stuff in the senior community, like cooking demos at senior centers for marketing purposes. But I do a lot of it's cooking Italian with Chef Pat Marone. We do demos. So I thought a nice thing around the Christmas time was to, on the holiday time, was to do the Honeymooners Christmas episode. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and do it for free for the senior community at the Glen Cove Senior Center. So we put that show together. We had almost 190 seniors there, which was
Wow.
pretty cool. And they all came in for free. It was an afternoon show. So it was a big hit. It was nice. It was nice to do that.
Pat does so much charity too. You also do Laughter Saves Lives.
Laughter Saves Lives, yeah.
So like what like?
But I get paid for doing the shows. I have to say, but I do like some things for free too. Yeah,
And now you're not only a chef; you were like the head chef. Of,
Yes, I run the.
You
director,
run the
I'm chef,
kitchen.
Yeah, the executive chef. Yeah.
the executive chef.
I run the dining room, the kitchen. I've been there about 19 years. I was
Really?
there for a while. I came back 19 years. Yeah.
So you're really a very busy guy.
Yes, I am.
Thank you for taking the time.
Little too busy.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But
so
so
I don't
much
have as
fun.
time I don't have
You're
as
so-
much time for my stand-up as I do, But I got a show coming up at The View, too. Stand-up comedy show, too. Yeah.
So if we wanted to get tickets, we would go to the View's website.
Yeah. I think, no, they don't have the tickets on it. For the honeymooners, when we do the honeymooners, they have it on there. Well, you just got to call them for reservations. I have it on the flyer on my page.
Now the View is what? It's a restaurant, a theater.
It's a View Grill. Yeah.
Oh, the View Grill.
The View
It's
Grill.
on a golf course.
Oh,
Matter
it's
of
on
fact,
a wall.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Hello,
not a country
ball.
club. A regular, the Glen Cove
Hello,
golf course.
ball.
Hello, ball.
And also,
Keep it up, Benny. You're gonna go flying over the clubhouse.
Bang, zoom.
What were you saying?
I was also going to say that on top of all of this, you are also a very skilled impressionist.
Well, not really. I mean, sometimes I do a little bit of, Donald. I mean, I do a little Donald, but, not all the time. I put it in my act once in a while. I mean, Gagootz has been a friend of mine. Quite frankly, he's probably one of the best TV hosts around. I mean, he's better than Stephen Colbert. I mean, he's much better than Stephen
He's
Colbert.
huge.
I mean, nobody watches him. They watch Benny Gagootz. I mean, he's unbelievable, isn't he? I mean, I wish he would shave. I mean, but he still looks unbelievable.
I was gonna shave. I'm
I'm against the shaving.
She's against it.
I'm
but-
against
he looks like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting.
He does.
Yes.
Nice.
See, you come off very friendly. People come up to you and say hello. I like it.
It is growing on me because I knew you before to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it does look good because now you cleaned it up.
I cleaned it up because I did. There was a time you even saw a video I did. I had it
You
out
look like you was from Castaway. You look like
yeah, I look like Castaway. All right. Anyway, we're going to go to a video and then come back with Lauren and you.
Sure.
And
Let's do it.
let's do it.
Take it away, Bobby.
Ciao, my friends. Before we go to the part two of ciao, my friends. You know me, Alfredo Gagootz, celebrity chef. And before we go to the part two of Alfredo cooks, Alfredo Fettuccine, Alfredo Fettuccine. Ciao, my friends. You know me. I love the USA. I love America. God bless America. So when I want to teach you American how to cook a good Italiano food. So some of you want to know about the Gagootz. This is the Gagootz. Today we don't cook the Gagootz, but I want you to see it's the longest squash from my homeland, Sicily. And I come from the town of Cotta. I know, kiddie or not, Cotta, we make the best ricotta. Cotta, we make the best ricotta. Ding, 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 ding. I'm still stirring over here. Ding, 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 ding. I like the dance. You like the dance? I like it. Wooden spoons. One wooden spoon you use. You stir. What do you make? Okay, you stir. What do you make? And then the other one you gotta heat the kids a little bit. I don't know one Italiano who wasn't not afraid of a wooden spoon. I'm not talk abuse, but one time you need a little bit under the behind, a scarabinga. Scarabinga learn to cook and be a good kid. Be good to your parents, love your parents because they love you. Now remember, don't forget, Alfredo Gagootz, he loves you. Ciao. Hey, I'm making this up as I go along. Hey, we're back. We know
We're
Kitty
back.
or not. Jen, move in a little bit here.
Jesus, Bobby, come on, do something.
Well, I take up a little. I take a little
we
too much
go.
space. I take a little too much space up on the couch. What do
No,
you
it's all good. We once had me, Don Sill, Greg Criticos, and one other person on this couch, and I swear I was screaming.
Oh, Greg.
I was like, it was like the biggest people you've ever seen on a couch before.
Don Still's a nice guy. I did
Yeah,
that.
he's a great guy.
Yeah, I
No
did
one
that
has
show
anything bad to say about Don.
Shut Up and Laugh.
Oh, you did
Shut up and laugh. Put up, shut up, stand
shut
up.
up and laugh, you bastard.
Yeah, I was a judge on one. That was a
Put
lot
up,
of fun.
shut
That was
up,
a lot
and
of fun.
and
Stand up.
Me and
stand
Frank
up.
Fiala. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
you were the judge. He was a judge on
Yeah,
one of
it
on the
was funny.
first season.
Don's just the best. I think every episode we end up bringing up Don.
Yeah, he's a classy guy. He's a nice
Can't
guy.
help it.
I would probably not be doing shows like this if it were not for Don Sill.
Well, I guess I take it back with Don. I guess he is.
Don's obviously a bad influence.
Back like 1998, 1999, Don had a radio show on WUSB radio. And it was 5 o'clock in the morning every other Monday, twice a month, right? And I came on as a guest, and then we became such good friends that one time he was like, would you like to just be a regular, just come to every show? And I was like his joke guy. So I was the guy always writing jokes and everything, and that's why we got
I remember you
canceled.
always talked about him on the first Gagootz, and then when you invited me on, I guess it was your doing, the judge and stuff, and I got to meet him. Yeah, real good guy, nice guy.
Yeah, great guy. Very talented.
Yeah.
Very talented man.
And he did like a movie, didn't he? They did. You guys were you in it or
No, I wasn't in it.
We were at the premiere.
We were at the premiere.
Oh,
We went to
okay.
the premiere.
Yeah. I seen that. I didn't.
I
didn't even
actually,
know.
I had a part,
Yeah.
And
They edited you out.
they edited me out, so I didn't make it. I'm on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
I'm on the cutting room
It was
floor.
too edgy. It was too edgy.
Yeah. And then he was like, yeah, no, Benny, it's good. Just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And I was wondering why he was whispering to the director.
Yeah, make him feel good. Yeah,
We're
just
going to cut him out. Don't worry.
turn the camera off when you film.
Take the film
Leave
out.
the lens cap on when you.
Leave the lens cap on.
There's like no tape in the camera. They open it up and there's nothing. Oh, Benny.
I'm not going to even get into it now. Let's see.
We've made him upset. Do you want to use the
Well, you said you
fidget
wanted to
toy?
roast
Yeah,
Benny.
yeah, yeah.
You said you wanted to roast Benny. You had the right guy on the show to
I
roast him.
know.
You can use it either way. It's reversible.
This is so cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fidget toy. How does
Yeah,
that
so you pop it, right? And
You'll figure it out. You're smart.
I told you, I'm a
You're
slow
not that.
learner.
You're not that slow.
I'm a slow learner. I'm a fast winner.
It's just I don't really know the science behind it. I bet you Lauren does because
Well,
she has
who
a
invented
science
that? You
background.
It's tactile, so it
Okay.
helps you to get distracted, to do a reset with your brain.
Oh, really? Yeah, Pat. Reset your brain. Yeah.
This is something Benny doesn't have. So we put it next to him in case
It helps him
it rubs
remind
off
him.
on him.
It helps him remind himself that he has a brain.
Yeah, look.
You got to put it toward the mic, Benny.
It looks like a monster. It doesn't look like a brain.
Benny, you were
Oh
too
my
cute.
God.
Oh my God.
Looks like Benny when he's snoring at night.
Benny, I think I need to throw you a little kid's birthday party.
Benny would love to have a kid's birthday
I would love to
party.
have a kid's
Yeah.
birthday.
You want to have a Lego battle at one of my parties?
Oh, wow.
I did a Lego battle the
yeah.
other day.
Cool. Yeah, you do Lego battle. You
So
said
the Lego battle was awesome. I have to tell you, the kids had different themes. I had 17 kids at a table, and I had some kids at one end making a playground, some kids making a football stadium, some kids had to make a hotel,
cool.
and some kids had to make a swimming pool, and
Yeah,
they put a horse
this is-
in the swimming pool, and they put a lifeguard on the diving board, and these kids were so creative. They were amazing.
That was so cool. And I want to say something. When I first got here, and I just met Lauren today, she gave me this great shirt from her business, too. Asperger's Go, Incorporated,
Turn it around so the
and
rest
turn
of
it
them can
around.
see.
It has a
Yeah,
speech
no, but it
canteen.
says,
why don't you get
it in
up
the
and-
That
front.
is, at least they can see the big one.
Yeah. Benny, why don't you get up
That's
in the
what
Pat
she
Marone
said.
show?
I want to see the big one.
By the end of the night, it's going to be the Pat Marone show happening in 2 weeks. You're off,
I'm
Benny.
behaving myself. Usually when I go on Andrew Washington's show, I start taking over. I'm trying to be nice.
Oh, you're the best. I love you.
I just met Pat, but I got to
just
tell
a
you,
ball breaker.
love him. And now you're in trouble
And I
because I'm going
love
to tell
Lau-
people I know you. Oh, well,
I
I
just
knew
met
Lauren.
Lauren. This bud's for me.
Yes. No,
Bud
she's-
Light.
Well, he likes buds.
That's nothing like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
He
Super-
likes buds.
I like Bud, but not Bud White.
growing up in high school with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you remember the commercial with the frogs? And it was Budweiser, you know, like, so I always had
Yeah,
the picking
Bud
on,
White.
you know.
And
My
then they
last
have
name
the-
is Snortland. I don't care what anyone says. Like, if you could live through Snortland, like, come on.
Well, try having speech kids talk to you and call
So
you
that's
Miss
not
Butt.
flour on that table over there?
So
Kids-
actually,
Kids used to call me Miss Butt. They couldn't say Bud, so they would call
so
me
this
Miss
is
Butt.
this is a true story. When I was younger, I had an incredible speech impediment, and I went through years and years of private therapy. I had slur, whatever. I had a teacher in second grade named Mrs. Livshivs, and I couldn't pronounce it, and I would get detention because I thought her name was Mrs. Lipschitz. True story.
I would have said the same thing.
I
And they
thought the
gave
same
you
thing.
detention. She was supposed to
They
be.
would like call my parents.
She was supposed to help you.
She was like an older lady, but I would be like, "Oh no, Mrs. Lipschitz is coming," and like I had like a slur and all this other stuff, and a lot of things I think that went undiagnosed. They're coming out now, though.
This is a good time for them to come
Me
out when
too.
you're on stage.
Yeah, just
Yeah, yeah.
I think you speak wonderfully.
thank you. It just took, you know.
Me too. I had a speech therapist in school too, Mr. Lucan.
Didn't
I
do
think
such a good
Lucan or
job, but he
Lucas.
did have a good job.
Well, what did you say?
I said he didn't do a good job.
No, he didn't do a good job.
We had speech therapists. Meanwhile, Pat does impressions. Like we can't even speak our own language.
I really don't do impressions, but you know.
You do what? You just do like 2 impressions?
I do. I don't know. I screw around. I impersonate my friends and stuff. When I do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I used to do that. I give
Yeah,
people
yeah.
nicknames. That always gets people mad. I always give
yeah.
somebody a nickname.
What's my nickname? Did you ever give me one?
Besides Jen
Put
Snorkel?
yourself in that situation.
Jen Snorkel.
Snorkel's not even the name Snortlin. Like, there's so much more you could do with that. There's so much. And then I married my.
Snortlin brings me back to my cocaine days.
It does, right? Jen
Yeah.
Snorteline. I mean, I've never been called that. We don't want to talk about
So
that.
what did Peter Bales and Rich Walker come up with that last name? Did they come up with anything funny?
You know what they said, and I agreed with them. They were like, "It's cheap."
Yeah,
It's
I
cheap.
agree. That's why I was asking. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree, yeah.
So a lot of people, when they find out that I married a guy named Keepler, like the elf, they're like, "You gotta say like something about elves and cocaine and this," and I'm like, you know, it's too cheap
Too
to
easy.
grab. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have just thought of the Keebler cookies.
The Keebler elf cookie guys. But if I see the audience is like really drunk, I'll throw it in there. Like if I can tell that they're just gonna laugh, like making fart noises, then I'll throw it in.
Yeah, I agree. It's too hacky. You know,
Yeah.
that's why Benny does it. So it's like
But you know, that really stood with me. Rich and Peter really tell you like what's
You know my
hack and
real
what's
name's
not.
not Benny.
no, they're good at that. They've
Yeah.
been doing it for.
You know my real name's not Benny, right?
No.
This is true.
This
It's
is true.
Alfredo.
No.
It's Alfredo Gagootz, yeah. My real name, I thought my name was Benny until
It's Benedict?
No,
Not even close.
it's Pellegrino Cosmo Mario Rizzuti
Wow.
is my whole name.
What a name.
What a name.
What a
but,
mouthful.
but I have, both of my grandfathers were Benny. I have a few Uncle Bennies. They all write Pellegrino. We don't know how that, because they're from Sicily.
Right.
So we don't know how
Well, I saw-
San Pellegrino.
I saw on the cemetery because I had a friend of mine, Pellegrino, but when we were at the funeral parlor, when Calvary Cemetery
Yeah,
in,
the cemetery,
in
right.
Greenpoint, my last name's Marone, and there was a Pellegrino Marone there, and I said, "Holy shit, isn't that weird?" Like Pellegrino Marone was like close, and he had a Pellegrino with his family. I'm sitting, and I didn't realize that people had the first name Pellegrino. So that's,
Yeah.
I believe that.
They always call me Benny.
Right.
And then when I was in first grade, I learned that I had to write Pellegrino. Like my parents didn't even tell me that. I didn't even know.
And he's
Nobody.
like, I don't know
And
my
he still
name.
doesn't know how to spell it to this day,
Yeah.
so that's why he goes up Benny. It's easy.
Yeah.
Well, guys-
No, I know how to spell it because I go to the grocery store and pick up a bottle of San Pellegrino sparkling water.
We've been
and-
having such a wonderful show, and we're so glad to have these guests on the
Oh, and it's-
show. We're out of time, but guys, please go to asburgersgo.com. Learn more about Lauren and the services she offers. And Pat Marone, make sure you see him do the honeymooners at the View Grill and all the other wonderful stuff he does.
You can go to Lauren's Spectacular Social Thinking Language Groups because that's where the social skills groups take place. And if you go on there, you can see the events coming up. I do have a Valentine's social dance coming up with a child. Well, actually, he's not a child, a 23-year-old who has autism who will be DJing for the Valentine's dance.
What about you, Pat? How can I find you? Besides, staring.
At the Gagootz show. I got to be hanging out there. And, you got my Facebook page, Pat Marone. I got Pat Marone's chef and comedian page of the fan page, whatever you call it. And then I got Instagram, pmarone329, at pmarone329 Instagram. And I got other things. I don't know, YouTube page, whatever.
Just Google
Very
it.
cool. I want to thank you both for coming on the show. Two great guests. Once again, Lauren Budd and Pat, what's your name?
Montaraz.
Pat Montaraz.
Hey, listen,
Pat
thank you for
Montaraz.
having us,
Thanks a
Benny.
lot.
Thank you.
Pat Marone.
Have a great day, guys. See you
Thank
next
you.
2 weeks
See you
from
in 2
now.
weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
I bet you the people can't wait.